Hey, how you doing? This is Chris Franklin with Core Health. I'm going to tell you about some biohacking things that we've got available. One of the things that in our research, we've just recently discovered a unique combination to allow you to cut body fat at a much higher rate. So what is it? First, let's think about what the process is for burning body fat. Your body has to release triglycerides from the adipose tissue, where it is then trafficked to the liver, where the triglycerides are then broken down into free fatty acids. Then the mitochondria within cells are going to burn that free fatty acid as energy during exercise. So if we think about that as the premise of how the biochemistry works, then we have to think about how to activate it. So first, we need to get the body to release those triglycerides from the adipose tissues. One of the things that I recommend is something called L-Dopa. Here it is, cheap. This is a vitamin shop. You don't need anything fancy. L-Dopa is the precursor to L-dopamine. While it would be great if that would directly impact the brain, the unfortunate error of it is that the enzyme L-aromatic decarboxylase will convert L-Dopa into dopamine inside of the body. But that's okay, because as catecholamine levels rise in the blood, that dopamine, norepinephrine, and epinephrine can actually bind to adipose tissue, forcing the release of the triglycerides from the adipose tissue into the blood circulation. So the next step is in how do we get it to convert into free fatty acids? I use an injectable version of MIC, which is just methionine, inositol, That is two basically B vitamins along with the amino acid methionine. Why is an injectable form of this working so effectively? Simply put, it activates the liver to break down the triglycerides into a free fatty acid. So now we've got free circulating fatty acids ready for the mitochondrial. So now, how do we get the mitochondrial up to full speed so that we can activate it? I use a combination of thorn, resveratrol, which is nicotinamide ribose, betaine, and transresveratrol. That helps support the NAD levels. Recently, one of the things that I've used is I've also added powdered NMN. I'm using 2 to 3 grams of NMN post-meal in the morning. That combination elevates NAD levels, which are essential for fatty acid oxidation. So now my body is primed and, in a sense, being pushed into a ketogenic state to alter fat metabolism. The goal here is to be able to oxidize as much. The next thing is we're going to step on the old myth of fasted cardio in the morning is best. Is it really? No. Fasted cardio is never best. Why is it not the best? Because when you're fasted, your cortisols are high and the fat will not be able to say goodbye. One of the ways that we can measure our cortisol is we use Clinicore's one-touch technology. I can, from a finger prick, get my cortisol levels and find out. What we have found in simple studies at Core Health is that if you were to give your body a 30 to 60 grams of protein in the morning without any carbohydrates on a day that you're going to do cardio. So the idea is I use some sugar-free Chobani yogurt, mix it in with some whey isolate, have that as a meal. That establishes about 60 grams of protein. It basically coats the stomach. The ghrelin receptors are satisfied. I get satiated. But the more important fact of that is now my body thinks that I have been fed, and my cortisol levels, because fasted or morning cortisol levels are the highest they're going to be all day. So if we can blunt our cortisol levels, we augment our body's ability to release the triglycerides from the adipose tissue. We overdrive the liver to break those triglycerides down into free fatty acids, and then we amplify our mitochondria through elevating the NAD. We now basically supercharge our body's ability to burn fat. This has been one of the unique keys that I have been able to use in transforming my physique over the last 6 months after having 2 rotator cuff surgeries. So this is one of the unique ways that if you're looking to get in shape, you're wanting to drop weight, I would reach out to us at Core Health. We can design both a combination of protocols and supplements to be able to get you in the best of your game. It's time to level up your performance and stop using yesterday's science.